All right, guys, welcome back to the channel. I guess UFC fighters are the gift that keeps on giving. I did a video on Jorge Masvidal yesterday, and now I'm doing a video on Holm. She had a fight yesterday, and in her post-fight speech, she spoke out about how we need to stop sexualizing children. You know, the UFC is a great platform because, to be honest, it doesn't matter what you believe in politically, whether you left, right, whatever, conservative, liberal. They give everyone a platform to speak about whatever it is they want to speak about. The UFC is the last company that will come out and stop you from saying something that you feel from your heart. You know, when you got your time on the mic, you can say whatever you want. Holm, she spoke out about the sexualization of children. So I got a few clips to show you guys right here. We're about to get into it. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe while we're watching. Now let's roll it.
Something that's been on my heart, and I feel like I have the platform to say it. I need to say it. I just feel it's really sad, all the sexualization of our children right now, and we need to protect them, whatever that may be. Let's protect the children, please. Do anything we can to help.
Used your post-fight speech to use a platform, I believe, to sort of speak out against the sexualization of children. I'm curious if you wanted to use your platform again now to sort of go into further detail.
You know, there's a lot of things. I don't ever want to be, not like a real political person. I don't like to put that stuff on any of my social media or because I think there's just, but there's also just right and wrong, and I feel like everybody should be on the same side on that. I don't feel like that has anything to do with left side, right side, or anything like that. I feel like everybody should be wanting to protect our children, and there's stuff that is, there's a lot of child trafficking, and I mean that's like the extreme part, but there's a lot of levels to it. You just see it almost being more accepted, and I think that that's really sad. So I just feel like we should all do what we can. I know it's like a lot of people don't even know what to do, but if I can at least have a voice on it, then that's something I can speak out on it. And it's just to get everybody together to protect children. It's childhood really affects people in their long-term life too. I mean, I have friends that are adults, and their biggest thing that kind of is this shadow, kind of that dark space in them is being sexualized when they were young. And I just feel like it's almost getting accepted.
Yeah, guys, so that's what Holm had to say. And like I said, shout out to the UFC because they give people a platform to speak out on whatever it is that they feel like speaking on, whatever is on their heart. You know, if Holm was in the WNBA or, you know, some other organization that just bows down to wokeness, you know, she would have probably been fined or suspended for saying, you know, stop sexualizing children. But this is something that every adult and every parent should be against. I understand that there's different methods of parenting. You have parents who are very much into the whole LGBTQ thing, but the job of a parent is to, you know, protect their children and protect their innocence, you know, protect that innocent spirit that children have. I remember growing up, there was always the saying, you know, people would always tell you, know, don't grow up too fast. You don't want to grow up too fast. But now it's like we're pushing kids to talk about these very grown up things. We're pushing kids to talk about, you know, critical race theory and about race and gender and exposing kids to different types of sexualities and things like this. Why are kids being exposed to this? Why are kids being brought to drag shows? You'll hear people say they were brought with their parents' consent, as if that makes it any better. You're exposing your kids to sexual things. Do I need to replay the video?
It's 2018. There's gonna be drag kids in the world. And I'm one of them.
All right, guys. Yeah, that last clip, I couldn't even play it in its entirety. It's just disgusting. But this is what we're talking about here. Why? How is that okay? You got a little kid dancing in front of a whole big crowd of adults while they cheer on a little kid dancing. sexually dancing. It just doesn't make sense to me. Stuff like this should not be normalized. This should not be the new normal. Now, it's something I want to speak to really quick. The number one pushback to what we, conservative people complain about as sexualizing children and grooming children, the number one pushback I often see is these leftists will post up, some Catholic priest or some priest, some Christian pastor, sexualizing children, on some pedophile type of behavior. I think we can all agree that that's not okay. But just because one thing exists, that doesn't mean that the other thing should have room to exist. When I was growing up, there was no drag for kids. Drag and kids, those things did not go hand in hand at all. You didn't see that. You did not hear of that. Now, I did hear about, priests and priests molesting children and, pedophile priests and things like that. But that was always something that universally kids knew was wrong. Adults knew was wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm only 27 years old, so I didn't know what the politics behind those events of priests doing, pedophile behavior to children. I don't know what those talks were like, but I would like to imagine and I would hope that people on the right, when they saw stuff like that, would say, yo, this is wrong. We do not condone this. And people on the left would say, this is wrong. We do not condone this. And the same should be applied. The same logic should be applied to these drag shows, grown women and men getting naked in front of children and, kids performing sexual dances in front of adults. The same energy should all be applied. Like, why is it, there's this, so this is fine? No, it's all wrong. It's all bad. And this isn't about gay or straight either. As a straight person, I wouldn't want to see children going to female strip clubs. That would be just as wrong. That would be just as weird. I don't quite understand the normalization of this. And that's why I appreciate Holly Holm for speaking out, because it's just too many people that are willing to just live and let live and, have nothing to say about things that are obviously wrong and perverse. It's like we're completely losing morals and what's right and wrong, like Holly Holm said, in this country and in Western society. And because everything has become so political and everything has become politicized, you can't even just have discussions anymore about what's right and what's wrong. You can't even just agree to disagree with people. It almost seems like parents are bringing their kids to drag shows and exposing them to things that they should not be exposing them to, almost as a ha or a I got you to the other side of the political aisle, as if they're doing it to spite their political and ideological adversaries. But you shouldn't involve kids as a means to prove a point when it comes to politics. Leave kids out of this. Seriously. I think that's where I'll end the video. Let me know what you thought about this, you guys. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe when you're out the door. And until next time, I'm out of here. Peace.